Mike Moore Media.
This is Matt Warman.
And Seth Woodall.
We're excited to be on the podcast on Mike Moore Media. Coming to you, we have a few different topics today. First, we have some local politics.
Yeah, so we are supporting and endorsing Chris Freeman for the Court of Appeals. Chris is currently a district court judge in Rockingham County and has been since approximately 2015, and I may be wrong on that date, but it's around 2015. Was a prosecutor before that. He is a officer in the Air Force Reserves, and just a really good community-oriented guy. And he has thrown his hat in for the Court of Appeals, and so he's running for one of the Court of Appeals seats as a Republican, and we're really happy to try to get behind him. We're going to be hosting a event for him on September the 6th at the Farmhouse in Eden, North Carolina, and Chris is doing a good job. He is trying to raise some funds. Unfortunately, this is an expensive race. It's a statewide race, and he's going to be doing a raffle for a Ruger AR-556, and so we're going to do that drawing the evening of September the 6th at the Farmhouse. You do not have to be there, but anyone that wishes to purchase a ticket can come by our office at 640 Fagg Drive and purchase a ticket. Tickets are $10 a piece or $100 for 12 tickets. You can buy a book of 12 for $100, and it's going to go to a good cause.
Yeah. So we're really all behind Judge Freeman. You know, he's just like Seth said, a really good guy. And when you think of races like this, he already won a contested primary for the Republican seat. So he really had passed a good battle on there. But this is a position that really should be nonpartisan. And I think the people who would get to know Judge Freeman, Republican or Democrat, would be behind him and what he stands for when it comes to justice in our community.
And, I think a lot of people in the state don't really realize the significant impact that the Court of Appeals can make. And, it's kind of an overlooked seat to some. And if you're not in the judicial system, it's easy to just turn a blind eye to who's there. And I think it's important that we have our citizens need to know. They need to know who the candidates are, what they stand for, and what we think they'll do for the state. And if you look at Judge Freeman's background, he's a conservative guy, that he has done the best that he can in Rockingham County and made good rulings over and over and over, and has won the support of everybody in the community. And quite frankly, I think he'll make a excellent appeals justice.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Also, he's been in the military, so he's served our country. He's shown commitment to the people. And yeah, I think these races don't get the publicity that they should, but they're important. And like Seth said, it's important to get to know these candidates and vote for the right people.
Yeah, and if you don't know kind of the structure of the judicial system here in North Carolina, basically at the state level, you have the trial court level, which would either be district court or superior court, and that depends on, in criminal cases, whether or not it's a felony case or a misdemeanor case. But you have district court, which is the lowest level. Then you have the superior court in each county, and then from there it goes to the Court of Appeals in Raleigh. And so at that point, if you believe that you've been wronged in a trial in district court or superior court, you can appeal that to the Court of Appeals. And at that juncture, basically what the justices are looking for is whether or not there's been an error in the law made by the judge. And if so, it can be overturned or sent back to the lower court for further hearings. If you're not satisfied with the appellate court ruling, then you can appeal it to the North Carolina Supreme Court, and that is the highest court in the land as far as the state of North Carolina is concerned. But again, they're looking for errors in law made by the judges. And so I think what the statistics are is there's only about 10% of cases make it past the Court of Appeals. So it's really a stopgate for many, many cases that it's not going to get any higher. So Court of Appeals is a significantly important court, and we need judges that are conservative and have good values and that are going to do the right thing no matter what. And that's what we see in Chris Freeman.
Completely agree, and I know he'd appreciate your support. Over at our office at 640 Fagg Drive in Eden, we have the raffle tickets available for you to purchase at the front desk.
Yeah, and so keep him in mind. November the 5th of this year, he will be in the general election, and we look forward to seeing him in Raleigh January of next year.
Right.
So next up, we've got a new office, Matt.
That's right. We got some exciting news on the home front.
Yeah, so we purchased a new office on Thompson Street from UNC Rockingham, formerly the Moorhead Memorial Hospital They had a medical practice or medical facility on Thompson Street, 515 Thompson Street. I purchased that last end of July, and we have gone in and started the renovation process. And it's going to take several long months, but we're certainly looking forward to it. We're going from a 3,700 square foot building on Fagg Drive to about 12,500 square foot over on Thompson Street. So not sure what we're going to do with all the extra space, but we'll find something.
That's right. Well, I think it's, with privilege comes responsibility. It's been incredible, the reception we've had as far as business-wise at the old office. And this new office is really an extension of the success that we've had in the past.
I think the space is going to allow us to be a little bit better suited. We're going to be more efficient because we're going to have more space and, have more resources at our fingertips to do the things that we do every day. And, I know Matt has really started gaining a lot of clients in kind of the corporate and LLC world. And Matt, he's available. Just come see him.
No, love to do that. I talked a little bit at the last episode about the opportunities that come out with starting your own business. I mean, especially we had talked about it, I know, more at length, but there's opportunities through social media to do your marketing. There's a way to get your name out there. Then what you want to do is make sure on the legal side that the entity that you choose to set up to assist your business is the correct one, the one that gives you the best fit for what you're doing and the best protection out there. Also, and this isn't just for me or to me, in our office in Eden and in Madison, we do what's called estate planning. And
so we do a lot of estate planning and a lot of estate administration. And keep in mind, we do have the office in Madison as well. We have 3 attorneys there. Ben Tucker, who's been in that community for 45-plus years practicing law. We have Sam Viscuso, who's been practicing since 2015. And then we have Hannah Gelband, who started about 2 years ago. So we have a fully staffed office over in Madison. So if you need any help on the western side of the county, certainly keep those guys in mind. But in both offices, we're doing a lot of estate planning, and that's going to include preparation of last will and testaments, durable power of attorneys, and healthcare power of attorneys. And Matt, you just kind of go through and tell them the difference.
Right. Well, I think what's interesting is a little bit of a misconception. By default, everyone has an estate plan. The difference is it going to be dictated by what you want to do or dictated by the laws of the state? So when if you pass away and don't have a will, which is a major estate planning document, the laws of the state are going to dictate what happens, not to use too fancy a word, but your stuff. I mean, it is going to, the state will dictate. So what you may find is that the laws of the state don't match up with what you want to happen with your things, with your estate. That's where we come in. You come in, we can sit down and talk, a little bit about what those state laws are by default, but then draw up for you a last will and testament. That is what's going to be able to dictate what happens to your things. And there's a couple different sections within a will or different types of gifts that you can give. There's specific gifts. That's if, hey, grandpa has a pocket watch he wants to make sure goes to his favorite grandson. Then there's general gifts where you can say all of my personal or real property goes to an individual person. Then there's your residuary. So if you went and made some specific gifts to specific people, then you talk about what you're going to do with the rest of your estate. Now, another important part is you're going to name your executor or executrix. This is going to be the person throughout the estate administration process that makes sure that your wishes are carried out. They're the ones who are going to help go through the probate process, and really the estate and the clerks are there to oversee your executor or executrix to make sure, hey, they're doing what you asked for in your will. 2 other big documents that we do a lot and I think are incredibly important to have is, one, a healthcare power of attorney. And that again is kind of twofold. That healthcare power of attorney, one, lets you appoint a healthcare agent that if you are incapacitated or unable to communicate with doctors, is someone that can fulfill your wishes. And that other part of that document is the blueprint, the script as to where you are telling your healthcare power of attorney what you want to happen. So if you want to stay on artificial, hydration or artificial feeding tube, if you want to be cremated, really how your ability to speak to your doctor when you're not able to. The next would be a power of attorney, or what we do is a durable power of attorney. And the difference between those two is a regular power of attorney is effective up until the point where you would be incapacitated or unable to, or have reached a state of incapacity, and then durable stays even if you are incapacitated. But that helps with your financial freedom. So I mean, the ability to act on your behalf financially. But if you come into our office, we'll explain a little bit more and get more in depth into these 3 documents. But those are really the basics of your estate plan.
Yeah, so keep in mind that in Eden we have Jimmy Walker, who primarily practices in estate planning and estate administration, and then we've got Matt, who's doing a lot of estate planning, administration, and then corporate setup. So keep Matt in mind. We've got Tim Dugan there, who's doing a lot of civil matters. So if you have any civil matters that are you need help with, come see Tim. And then myself, Seth Woodall, I'm still doing a significant amount of criminal work and real estate work. So and then I also do estate matters. I kind of do everything, but keep us in mind. And then same thing, Madison. Ben Tucker does a lot of estate planning and administration over there, does corporate setups and some real estate work. And then we've got Sam Viscuso, who does a lot of civil matters and some criminal cases. And then Hannah Gelban, man, she's just doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, she's a killer. She's really, really great. If you've had a case over at the courthouse, you've seen her before walking those halls.
She has taken on a heavy load for the courthouse. They've used her like a mule, but they just keep giving her case after case after case from a court-appointed standpoint because we just don't have enough attorneys that are willing to do those cases. And she's rolled her sleeves up and jumped in, so I'm proud to have her. But
she knocks them out and does a wonderful job. But like Seth said, we want to fill this brand new lobby that we're going to have.
So just keep us in mind. We've got offices in Eden, 640 Fagg Drive, and then over on West Murphy Street in Madison, 117 West Murphy Street. And we're glad to help the community. It's what we do. We will be moving to 515 Thompson Street in the coming months, probably after the new year. And just keep us in mind. And again, keep our conservative candidates in your minds as we go forward into November. We've seen a lot of unprecedented things happening in politics over the last 24 months. And, our position is we need good conservative values and good conservative leaders in North Carolina, and that's what we're supporting. So just keep these guys in mind, including Chris Freeman, as we mentioned earlier, as we move forward.
Yep. Well, thank you so much, and we thank everyone for their support and their continued support, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, until next time.